Hi Michael, I'm Benjamin from Team RoboGo. Today my presentation is about the risk management for the hazard removing robots project. This is an overview of what I will be covering up for today. The purpose of risk management, the risk management process, the risk identification, the risk analysis, the risk planning, the risk monitoring, and lastly I will show you an example of identified risk. The purpose of risk management. Risk management is to identify, evaluate, and controlling risks that might arise in the project. The team shall ensure that proper management has been carried out. The team shall also identify all the possible emerging risks, evaluate and controlling the impact done to the hazard removing robots project. Risk management process. Risk management process is an iterative process that will continue throughout the project. The team will need to monitor the situation to isolate the emerging risk. So when the risk has become available, the team will have to reanalyze, readjust the priority, and apply strategy to reduce, avoid, or come up with an contingency plan. From the slide, you can see there are 4 stages in the risk management process: identification, analysis, planning, and monitoring. Risk identification. The risk identification is to identify a possible major threat that were encountered during the project development. Risks shall be identified and categorized into 5 categories. The 5 categories are technology, people, organization, requirements, and estimation. Technology risk is to derive from the software or hardware technology that is used during the development of the project. One of the examples is lack of knowledge on legal tools and test tools. The people risk is to associate with the people within the development team. One of the examples is the lack of teamwork among the team members. The organization risk is to derive from the organization environment where the project is developed. One of the examples is the responsible between the team member has been conflict. The requirement risk is to derive from the changes to customer requirements and process of managing the requirement changes. One of the examples is the changes of client requirements frequently. Estimation risk is to derive from the management estimate of resources required to deliver the project. One of the examples is underestimate of development time required. Risk analysis. Each identified risk shall be analyzed and ranked accordingly to the likelihood and impact. Likelihood is a benchmark of probability that the risk will occur during the development. There are 3 parts: low, moderate, and high. Low is below 30%, moderate is less than 70%, and high is more than 70%. The impact is the benchmark on the effect of the risk that will be done to the project. There are 4 parts: insignificant, tolerable, serious, and catastrophic. Insignificant means that there is little to none impact done to the project. Tolerable means that some delay is still allowed within the contingency. And serious means that there is major delay to the deliver. The team may have to do some sacrifice on the development features, and the project manager may have to reschedule all the tasks. Catastrophic means that Once it happens, it will threaten the survival of the project and it may affect the final product. The risk planning. The risk planning is make plans to address the risk either by avoiding it or minimize the effect done to the project or to come up with a contingency plans. Below are the few possible management strategy to apply for the identified risk. The avoidance strategy. Once apply this strategy, it means that the probability of the risk that will arise during the project development will be quickly reduced. Minimization strategy. It means that the impact done to the project will be greatly reduced, as we can know that some of the risks cannot be avoided and it will be bound to be happen. Contingency plans. It means that the team have already prepared for the worst and they have a backup plan that can be applied once the risk happen. Risk monitoring is the process of regularly assess the identified risk on their probability, regularly assess the effect of the risk have been changed, and the risk shall be reassessed throughout the whole cycle of the project. The likelihood and the impact may be changed accordingly throughout the project after every management review. Identified risk. One of the examples from the people risk is key staff is ill at critical times in the project. The likelihood is moderate, the impact is serious. The team might not be able to deliver the project in times. Project manager shall monitor the daily progress of each task and get the attendance from the team member. One of the strategy is minimization strategy. To reorganize the team and make sure there is more overlap of works and the team member understand each other's job. A quick summary for my risk management presentation. I have talked about the purpose of risk management, the 4 stages of risk management process, and I have also shown an example of risk which we have identified and documented in the SPMP documentation. If you have any feedback pertaining to my presentation, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to receive your feedback which will definitely help me on the risk management skills. Thanks.